If summer feels really unpredictable for your dance studio and you're always guessing what program is going to get you through the summer, then I'm going to break down a clear summer strategy so you can stop flying blind. And so let's break down what we've seen after spending $1.5 million in dance studio ads and working with hundreds of dance studios across the US and Canada. The pattern and the data is very clear. So high effort, low reward is what I would consider half-day camps. And the main reason around this is, again, you got to understand, don't take everything I say with a grain of salt. Your dance studio, there might be some of you where like our half day camps crush, and that you got to understand your studio the best, right? Your market is different from anyone else, no matter, depending on what community you're in, what state you're in. And if you're an international listener, whether you're in Canada or US, like everything, there's so many variables. So take everything with a grain of salt because you may disagree or find things differently. So you got to know your own data first and foremost. But generally, big picture umbrella, half day camps, if you're in a community where parents are still working and maybe they don't have nannies or caregivers or just anyone at home, like if there are households with both parents are working, coordinating half-day pickups just becomes a challenge. And those are some of the challenges that get in the way between these half-day camps, if that is the kind of community behavior in your area. And it's almost like running almost as much effort as running a full-day camp. The other piece here are mini camps. These are probably less effort, but also a little bit lower on the reward scale. These are those 2-3 day camps that run for maybe 90 minutes, 2 hours a day, just for a couple days. Not much time investment, but these are usually priced the lowest, and you have the same challenge as the half day camps, where depending on where your studio is in your market, coordinating half day pickups in the middle of the day might impact how well these are attended. And so these are just usually ones that land in those times of days where parents are just unavailable to drop off and pick up kids. That is one of your biggest barriers alone in the offers you pick. So again, you got to know your audience. Going on the higher reward, high effort, high reward is your full day camps. Basically, you're running daycare. This is going to meet the needs of the parents in your community where they need kid babysat, daycared, 9 to 5 while they're at work, and they need multiple weeks of it. High reward, high effort, and you just got to remember your profit margin in this is going to be the closest thing that you want to look at. So if you're going all in on the full day camps, you got to go all in because you need staffing Monday through Friday, all day long. There's a lot more liability. You got to have, snacks and food for kids. You got to have curriculum that lasts the whole day, but they can be amazing. We have some clients that really have wild full day camps for multiple weeks in the summer, and they get parents signing up for multiple weeks. But a lot of work, and not everyone has the capacity or the staffing to run that well. Finally, on the low effort, high reward, this is my recommendation for everybody. It's going to be 6 to 8 week sessions. Just mimics what you do the rest of the year. Evening classes throughout the week. Kids come 1 class a week for 6 to 8 weeks. They prepay for the full session. And in the summer, make it a fun place for kids to introduce themselves to dance and be expressive in a more relaxed summer environment. This works for parents. It's easy to staff because you only need 1 night per week. And it still mimics, parents are still working in the summer. It mimics their schedule and it's available. And so this has been the safest bet to offer in the summer, but you gotta be targeting the right age groups. So to recap where we are so far, if right now it's April and you haven't decided yet, I would highly recommend your safest option is offer some summer sessions. But before you do, keep watching because you want to set these up appropriately for the right age group. So the final tip for you is understanding the economics. If you want your summer to be higher revenue and you don't want to be in survival mode or just like rely on your guaranteed income from your performance kids who are required to join class, this is for you. There's 3 age groups here. One of them is going to give you the best ROI. The other one, a little bit. And then finally, the last bucket in here is just you're gonna lose money. So let's talk about what it's gonna be. You might already know this. The best age group to offer in the summer and just generally all year round to have your marketing run all year round is gonna be preschool and toddlers. So this is really like kindergarten, preschool, toddlers, ages 2 to 5, maybe this 2 to 6 range. This is going to be your safest bet to promote and make programs for. This age group is always growing in your community. There's always new kids being born into it. And these are the early childhood development years where like exploring gross motor skills, classroom readiness, coordination, following instructions, all these early childhood development needs that parents are looking for, your dance programs match those needs of the community. And those are things that people need all year round. So that age group, you should always have running every time of year, but especially in the summer. The next age group is going to really be like elementary and maybe middle school, but I think middle school is starting to get more in this middle range. But elementary, still decent, maybe not as big, but again, like you'll have an easier chance getting them into sessions. And then finally, in the area where you do not want to actively do paid ads or put a lot of effort into solicitation is going to be your teens or performance. Really here, I'm following the math, y'all. This is not personal preference. This is just what I see in the math of our marketing campaigns. We actively steer our clients away from running ads for summer intensives, auditions, high performance, because the market for that is so small. The only people who are realistically qualified to do that is going to be like what I hear commonly referred to as like studio hoppers. And they're not going to turn into long-term customers anyway. And you're going to spend more in advertising to get them to join a workshop. And then they're just going to go back to their studio for the rest of the year. And so you're kind of like going to lose money advertising for them. And just think about how many preschoolers and toddlers and beginner level children there are in your community versus those that have the skill and experience level to be able to keep up in some of these intensive programs. So you're going to lose money there. Just don't avoid it. Really, our philosophy is if you grow the toddler preschoolers, you retain them, you teach them, you get them into your studio culture, they're going to stick with you. It's just going to, the more you build your base over here, the larger graduating class you'll have progressing through the dance levels and end up in those programs. So if you want a bigger teen and performance summer programs over the next years, start building your base, train them, nurture them, build them up, graduate them, and in the long term, your studio will benefit from it. All right, let's recap. So let's pull it all together into a simple framework. If you want your summer to be an asset to your business and not a hindrance, really three things. Number one is launch early, even before you may have just made all decisions or know what to build yet. The second thing is gonna be, what offer do you wanna make? You gotta make a conscious choice on which program you're gonna offer in the summer based on the effort and the reward that you wanna see in the business and what time of year you're launching. If you start planning in October, you're gonna have a better chance of pulling off those high reward, high effort programs. But if you wait a little bit longer, then I'd recommend play a little bit safer, do the low effort, high reward summer programs. And then finally, go after the age groups where the money's at. Your business will thank you for it, your bank account will thank you for it, and it's just gonna feel easier, you're gonna feel more successful matching the right offer at the right time of year with the right age group. And when you miss one of these things, summer is gonna feel like a misalignment. You feel like you're gonna have to survive this summer. So plan early and your summer will be just fine for it.